All right, let's talk about a skill that can literally change your life: negotiation. We're going to move past all the guesswork and fuzzy feelings and turn the art of making a deal into a science using a proven 5-pillar framework. So let me ask you something. Have you ever walked away from a negotiation with that sinking feeling in your stomach? You know, the one where you just know you left money on the table, that you got outplayed even when you had the better position? Yeah, we've all been there. And today, we're going to fix that for good. Okay, so here's the absolute truth. Most people think negotiation is just about haggling, about fighting over the price tag. But that's where they go wrong. The real secret to winning consistently, it's not about the price. It's about having a rock-solid strategy before you even start talking about numbers. And that leads us straight into our very first pillar: winning before you start. Honestly, this is where the whole game is won or lost. If you nail this part, everything else just kind of falls into place so much more easily. The big idea here is what we call controlling the frame. Think of it like this. Whoever sets the agenda, whoever defines what problem you're actually there to solve, they're the one in the driver's seat. You want to make sure the whole conversation is framed around the value you create, not the cost they have to pay. And just look at the difference here. The one on the left, let's discuss the cost, that's a zero-sum game. It's a tug of war. But the one on the right, let's align on what success looks like for you. Wow, that's a total game changer. You've just shifted the entire dynamic from a transaction to a partnership. And this, right here, this is the pro move. Asking this one simple question is unbelievably powerful. Before we even get to numbers, can we just agree on what would make this a huge win for you? See what that does? It makes them spell out the value they want, and once they've done that, the price just becomes the way to get there. Okay, so once you've set that value frame, it's time for pillar 2. Now, we get to talk about the first number. How you introduce it can literally define the boundaries for the entire rest of the deal. This is all about a psychological principle called anchoring. It's this weird quirk in our brains where the very first piece of information we hear heavily influences everything that comes after. That first number you put out there, it becomes the subconscious reference point for the whole conversation. So the key is you have to be the one to set that anchor. And the rule of thumb? Your opening number should be about 20 to 30% higher than the absolute minimum you'd be happy with. This gives you that all-important wiggle room to negotiate without ever compromising your actual goal. And pay attention to how this is delivered. It's just calm, confident, matter of fact. For this kind of scope, we're usually in this ballpark. You're not apologizing for it. You're not giving some long-winded justification. You state it like it's normal, because for you, it is. That confidence is what makes the anchor stick. Okay, so you've framed the conversation, you've dropped your anchor, you are now officially in the mid-game. So pillar 3 is all about 2 incredibly powerful tactics for that back and forth: trading value and using silence. This is the absolute golden rule of the mid-game. You trade, you do not just concede. When they ask for a discount, your gut instinct might be to just give it to them to move things along. Don't. That's a huge mistake. You never, ever give something away for free. This slide just lays it out perfectly. Okay, I'll lower the price is just you giving away your value. But I can reduce the price if we can sign by Friday. Now, that's a trade. Every give must have a get. It could be a faster timeline, a smaller scope, better payment terms. You protect your value and make the deal better for you. So let's fast forward a bit. You've gone back and forth, you've made your trades, and now you've arrived at your best and final offer. You state it clearly, confidently. Everything is hanging on this moment. At this exact point, after you've laid out that final offer, you have one move left. And I'm telling you, it might be the most powerful and most underused tool in the entire negotiation playbook. You use strategic silence. That's it. You state your offer, and then you stop talking. Completely. You just let the silence hang there, because whoever speaks next loses. So why on earth is this so effective? Well, for one, people absolutely hate silence. It creates this immense psychological pressure. They feel this urgent need to fill the void, and when they do, they might actually start justifying your price for you. Or they'll reveal their real final objection, or heck, they might even sweeten their own offer just to break that tension. It's amazing. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. Let's move to the final phase. Pillar 4, mastering the final close. You've navigated the whole process, you've held your ground, and now it's time to get that signature on the dotted line. The trick here is to make it incredibly easy for them to say yes. So don't ask an open-ended question like, "So, What do you think? That just invites them to go back to analyzing everything. Instead, you offer a binary choice. It's a simple Jedi mind trick that shifts their brain out of thinking mode and into deciding mode.
And these examples are just perfect. So, should we plan our kickoff for Monday, or would Wednesday be better? Both options assume the deal is already done, right? Do you prefer we build this monthly or all up front? Again, you're talking about how we're doing this, not if we're doing it. You make yes the path of least resistance.
Now, what if the deal just stalls out? Here's your ace in the hole. This question is like a surgical tool. It forces them to put their last card on the table. If they say, nope, no reason, boom, you've got a deal. If they say, well, actually, there is one more thing, then they have to tell you what the real final hurdle is, and you can solve it right then and there. And finally, let's wrap all of this up with our fifth and final pillar. And this one isn't so much a tactic as it is a guiding philosophy for everything you do. Let's call it the golden rule. This might be the single most important thing to remember from all of this. Your goal is not to win the argument. It's not about being right or proving a point or making the other person feel like they lost. Your goal is to win the outcome. And that means getting the deal done while keeping the relationship and the mutual respect totally intact. Because at the end of the day, a great negotiation isn't just a signed piece of paper. It's the launchpad for a great partnership, a successful project, a better future. It's about winning an outcome that works. So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about that. What outcome are you going to go out and win next?